Hi everybody, this is DearMamaSal, and the vlog you're about to watch was especially for Zsofia. She asked me a series of questions that I thought I'd answer for her, probably because she didn't expect me to. Alright, but I realized when I was about to edit it that there was one question she asked me that I hadn't answered, and that was, what sort of scent or perfume do I wear? And I hope you can see that it's actually called Paloma Picasso, and it is absolutely wonderful. I love it. I've worn it for probably 20 years at least. Well, that's my sense. I'll have to Google it now to see when it first came out, because I think I've been wearing it since the day it came out. It just suits my personality. I get a lot of incredibly good comments about it, and Zsofia, you know, because you asked me, what is it? So that's exactly why I wear it. I always think that if you've got a scent that works for you, you'll know it works for you, because people will go, wow, that is a beautiful scent, what is it called? And I get that a lot. So, with that said, I think I have now answered all your questions, in which case, let's get on to the vlog. Well, hello everybody, this is DearMamaSal on a very pleasant Wednesday morning. Boy, this week's going past quickly. It's 7 degrees here in British Columbia, or southern British Columbia, which make it about 45 in translated into American. So a very pleasant day so far. It actually feels cooler than 7 degrees, I have to say. There's pretty good ground, sort of cloud cover everywhere, but maybe the sun's going to burn it off. I gather so, if it's already 7. So, I'm hoping that my heater will kick in soon. I don't know why, I'm finding it quite chilly. So, I wanted to talk a little bit about my So You're a Fat Slob watch. It's not what it's called, of course. Because what I noticed that last night, it's really interesting, I got 6 hours sleep, but it's saying that I only had 2.5 hours of deep sleep. Now that's the worst that I've had in a long time. So one has to wonder what was on my mind that I didn't know about. Obviously something, because I didn't sleep well at all. And yet, I got 6 hours, which for me is doing well. So I definitely have to think about maybe playing some meditation music or something when I go to bed tonight, just to make sure that my mind does the right thing here. And I think that's one of the most interesting things about this watch, is that it tells you that. And if the deep sleep is your restorative sleep, that's an important thing to know, that you're not getting your fair share of it. Now, I can't remember how much restorative sleep you need each night, but my sense is it's probably going to be a darn sight more than 2.5 hours. I will have a little Google of that one today. And I was really quite calm last night. I went home, I did some shopping before, on my way home. I did quite a big shop. And then I unpacked all of that. I cooked some dinner. Oh, I ate sausages. A couple of sausages. That's... can't imagine that would have done it to me. But anyway. Today I'm going out to lunch with my colleagues at work. We're celebrating a birthday, so that's fun. And I must admit it's good that for a change it's on a Wednesday. They seem to have so many of these things on a Friday when I'm not there. And I understand it's a good day for everybody else to have it, but I keep missing out on all these fun things. And they say, well, come anyway, and I'm going, you don't understand. I'm doing a broadcast at that time. Of course, they can't understand why I don't just ditch the broadcast. Yeah. I had a comment came in today from Zsofia, who I went to visit at the weekend, and what she was saying was, had I thought about doing a vlog about various personal issues, and you know, where the viewers could write in their questions. And I was thinking about that. And I, you know, as far as I'm concerned, you know, viewers can ask questions all the time, and I'm happy. I think the only questions I've really answered in some ways are the ones I kept getting from Benji and Judy viewers early on. And then I actually did a video on the 3 most asked questions, which were, of course, how did Benji and I meet? I don't know why that was so important to everybody, but it is. How did I get my accent? Can't remember what the 3rd one was, but I know my accent was a big issue for a lot of people. So if any of you have any questions, feel free to send them on. I'm trying to remember the questions that Zsofia asked me. She asked me, oh, by the way, I got a really cute note for her mum too, which I thought was lovely. Anyway, so what did she ask me? She asked me what my favorite color was. Well, I had to give that a lot of thought. And for clothing, I actually opened up my cupboard, my closet, and went, okay, what's my favorite color? And there's pretty much no doubt that my favorite colors, and there are 3 of them, are black, white, and red. Now, I know why those are my favorite colors for clothes. And that's because they all interchange. You know, you can wear black and white, you can wear black and red, you can wear red and white, you can wear black and white, you can, you know what I mean? You can interchange all of them very, very easily. And so really all my colors are, my favorite colors are primary. So this definitely isn't a primary color. So this is, this goes away from it. But I know that for all my life, I've enjoyed the primary colors. I'm not sure if I have a favorite color anymore. And I've got to say that I'm sort of, my colors swing with the need, whatever the need is at the moment. For example, I did my house in a papyrus color. In fact, a sort of pale cream, not even a cream. So like a creamy taupe with something called papyrus, which is a slightly greeny taupe. So that's the darker color. And then all my paintwork is like a slightly off-white, so it's very clean against it. My car, I thought was dark blue because I bought it when it was raining. And it was only afterwards that I found out it actually is a deep purpley blue. It's more purple than blue. It's an indigo, I think you could call it, for those of you who know the color indigo. But in the British Columbia overcast sky, it actually looks very dark blue. Now, my reason for buying a dark blue car had absolutely nothing to do with the fact that I liked blue. It had everything to do with and I'm very ashamed about this one, Zsofia. It had everything to do with the fact that I had bought a trailer and it had a blue stripe down it. And you know the tow vehicle had to match it. Yeah, only a woman would do that, right? However, it was a great choice, and this is a great vehicle. I'm very, very happy with it, and have been for many, many years. And I was actually talking to somebody about it the other day, because I was talking about the oil leaks that some of you heard me talk about. Well, hello, guess what? We put white paper under the car at the weekend when it wasn't raining to see how much is leaking and what color it was. And contrary to what I was told, in 5 hours, I think we had it under there, there were a couple of leaks. One we knew about, the steering column leak, we knew about that one. And we think that that one could be caused by the fact that I actually had my power steering go about a year ago, and we think maybe one of the hoses wasn't clamped properly, but we're working on that one. And the other one is a crankshaft leak. And quite honestly, it's not leaking at a rate that I need to fill anything up between services. So it's hardly what you call critical. And the other leaks that they talked about appear to be those two traveling in the direction and making it look like that there are other leaks. So anyway, I reckoned in 5 hours, if it wasn't showing up on the white paper, it probably wasn't that serious. If you get my drift. All right, so what was her other question? Do I like to read? I used to. Yeah, I definitely used to love reading. But that was before the days of DearMamaSal. And now, I really don't have a lot of time to read. I know you guys know about this, but I work during the day, and I come home and I spend my evenings trying to eat and answering a lot of emails and comments, and then editing and uploading a video, and that takes up my evening. And by the time I go to bed, I'm exhausted. I haven't got the wherewithal to start reading. However, I must say that just recently, Zsofia, I found a program, an app called the Magic Scroll. I think it's called SCROLL. And that allows me to put an ebook on my laptop next to my bed, and it will just automatically keep scrolling at a given speed. Now the only thing, and at the moment I've actually been experimenting with that. Zsofia also asked me what sort of books do I like to read? Well, that was difficult. I guess overall, I still like the classics. You know, I love things like Pride and Prejudice and Sense and Sensibility. Jane Austen. I don't think you could ever read her stuff enough. You know, it's just good stuff. But on the other side, I really like mysteries. So even in the classics, I also love, for example, the original Sherlock Holmes. But a lot of the books that I read, if I do read, are inclined to be detective type or thrillers. I would say. I'm trying to think what I have read, and I haven't read much recently. Not since DearMamaSal, or very little. I have read, but very little. What other question did she ask me? I'm trying to remember. Oh, music. What sort of music do I listen to? No. Music requires that I have... the music I listen to, I've got to be quite honest, the music I listen to is CNN. In other words, while I'm editing or while I'm doing other things, what I've got playing in the background is not music, it's the news. I am definitely a news junkie. So where a lot of people will be listening to music, I'm listening to the news, trying to get updated with what's going on in the world. And I'm very much into world news rather than local news. And in fact, sometimes things happen locally and people are talking about it and I go, oh really? Because, you know, they didn't have that on the international news. And I feel quite stupid. But that is my truth. So, but what sort of music do I like? I still like the ballads. I still like the love songs. I'm trying to think. I grew up in you understand, I grew up at the beginning with the early Elvis in the 50s and then through to, yeah, Sinatra was in that time and Perry Como and people that a lot of the youngsters won't know or will know little of. But then I also, in my teen years, my early teens, which I think are the most important ones, of course it was the Beatles and then the Stones and then the Kinks and then all that genre, you know, which was a phenomenal time for music. I've got to tell you something, we were so radical. I can still see my mother. And then of course we hit this sort of the 80s with sort of, I don't know why, I always think of Elton John with the 80s because I think, and there's a very talented young man, or not so young anymore, but very talented man. So really very eclectic. But I've always been a sucker for the big love song type thing. Wish I could tell you that I was into something more exciting. I do love some classical music. The peculiar thing is, I don't have what I call a music collection. I know people do. I used to listen to the radio quite a bit, but I just don't have time anymore. I occasionally will, if I, for example, like tonight when I want deep sleep, I probably will go and find a playlist of meditation music or something just so I can get sleep. So no big... Trying to think who I like in today's terms. Can't think. I'm certain you guys will remind me, but I can't think. I used to like, and that's, I realize now that I used to like, for example, Boys to Men, because I thought they had great lyrics on their stuff. I used to like, well, you got the idea. So I'm a sucker for that sort of stuff. I like a good lyric. Not just a popular song. I like a good lyric. I love the words. I think that was all she asked. So if any of you have any questions, as long as you understand that I will decide which ones I can answer. Some of them, and quite honestly, there are not many I wouldn't. I don't have a great deal to hide in anyway. Did she ask for my favorite food? I don't know. My favorite food would still be steak, I'm afraid. I know it's very unhealthy. But I grew up eating the best Angus beef in the world, just about. So I really appreciate a good steak or a good cut of beef. Unfortunately, my eating habits are very stunted because of the fact that, I'm allergic to garlic now. And that really makes it very difficult for me to enjoy a lot of foods, because so many foods, if I eat out, have got garlic in them. And you know, you really do have to sort of say, my opening words in most restaurants are, I'm allergic to garlic, what may I eat? And you normally end up with chicken fingers or something off the kids' menu. Which luckily I'm quite happy with. So if you have questions, send them and we'll try and get them answered. In the meantime, have a wonderful day. Bye bye for now.